In this section of Lines of Thought, we're looking at some of the different ways in which anatomy has been represented on the page and in 3D over time. So in the exhibition we have hand-drawn figures from 14th century Persia right through to this crisp and rather beautiful image of a hand prosection prepared in Cambridge just a few years ago. For many, the standout object is this mannequin from the companion Epitome volume to Andreas Vesalius's De Fabrica, published in Switzerland in 1543. So Vesalius deliberately used these detailed woodcuts to promote his idea that dissection was essential to the study of anatomy. We can see just how detailed and effective they are by comparing them with the neighbouring book, which was published just 3 years later. These woodcuts were recycled from another work telling the story of the Greek gods, so nothing to do with anatomy at all. This copy of Vesalius is particularly special because it's hand-coloured, and you can see the way in which the colouring really brings out the layers in the mannequin. The dissection had been practised in Roman times by the great physician Galen, but it had fallen out of use in the West during the Middle Ages until it was revived again during the European Renaissance. And students travelled from England to France and Italy to study with people like Vesalius and learn the techniques which they eventually brought back to England. Here we have the earliest known written record of a dissection in England. It belongs to Thomas Lorcan, who was a Regius Professor of Physics in Cambridge in the second half of the 16th century. And in March 1565, he organised a dissection which was held at Magdalen College. And the body was of Ralph Tipple, who was a criminal who'd been hanged at Cambridge Castle, across the road just a couple of days earlier. And during the dissection itself was carried out by a professional surgeon from London. Lorcan read out from a book, quite possibly the one we have here, and then the students gathered round to watch and learn. Lorcan left his books in his will to the UL in 1591, the same year as this exquisite model of a skeleton and musculature were left to the UL by the famous London surgeon John Bannister. We don't really know why they were left at the UL, but it does show us that from quite early on it was a place where current material for current teaching and learning was stored. It wasn't simply a repository for old books. Learning from the body may be the ideal, but the limited supply of cadavers and the challenges of preserving the body mean that people have looked to models to find alternative ways of doing that. So the examples we've got in Lines of Thought show us the variety of the ways in which paper has been used to show anatomy over time. So this exhibition shows us some of the significant points in the development of our understanding of our bodies and how they function. And crucially, how the books and objects on display have played a part in shaping the present.
Dear world, yours, Cambridge.